This weekend, I played in the ClubSpike Inventors Cup with my friend Lindros Beard. Here's the full recap. Our first matchup was against the team from Purdue University. During this game, we focused on building our defensive scheme and allowed ourselves to make a few errors as we knew we had a tough matchup coming up. Although we didn't play as clean as we could have, we ended up winning the set 21-15 and built some chemistry that would help us set the tone for the remainder of the day. Next up, we played Rogue. Coming off the Richmond win, we were expecting a lot, and that's exactly what we got. Ryan closed the loop, acing us with a righty cut, righty reverse, lefty cut, and lefty reverse. By our third rotation, it was 13-2, and it seemed like if they didn't ace us, they were going to convert defensively off of our poor serve receive. We ended up losing 21-9, and instead of updating the Fuego, we booked a trip to Michigan to see what the hell is in the water up there. After Rogue took our lunch money, we played against Caleb Shorter and Luke Nickel out of Ohio. Unfortunately, our camera ran out of storage during this matchup, which had some of the best rallies of the day. Despite a 5-point lead in the middle of the game, Luke and Caleb fought back. In the end, we ended up upsetting them 21-19. Next up was a team that we played regularly in pickup. In jean shorts, they seemed to play a little bit better than usual, but our offense still outmatched their mobility. We finished this game with a score of 21-15, which would give us the 6th seed heading into bracket play. Our next challengers were Ruben Zapata and Skylar Sebring out of Michigan. Ruben has been making a strong case for earning Premier this season, while Skylar was one of last season's Midwest Elite players. Over the course of this 3-set series, Skylar was an absolute menace, running down any ball that was remotely close to him, while Ruben was putting nearly all of his recovery sets on the net.
Let's take off from the start. I know you tried all this before and did your best to fight the war and break it off. But if I follow my name, I will calm you in the storm and breathe you in when you are warm. Be still, my love. Would it take a shooting star to show that life can bloom when something breaks? And when the pieces fall, I'll catch them all. Never mind what you're looking for.
second set, Ruben and Skylar would turn up the serving pressure, earning themselves a couple of breaks. Ultimately, they would take this game over and win 21-17.
It's hard to know the truth in this postmodernist view where absolutes are seen as relics and laughed out of the room. But I'm scared to say a name. I cried wolf so many times that I'm afraid of what you want from me. And will you find me through the grave? 'Cause my mind's a minefield of the wretched. It's honestly deceptive. Never mind what you're looking for. You'll always find what you're looking for. Sometimes it's blinded in the race.
In the final matchup, we were able to match their service pressure from the last set and grab some defensive breaks of our own. Eventually, we won the game convincingly with a score of 21-11 to make our way to the quarterfinals round. In the quarterfinals, we would match up against Evasive Maneuvers out of Holmes County in Ohio. Overall, throughout this first set, both teams would play pretty cleanly, earning a couple of breaks at the very beginning and then pretty much holding back and forth throughout the rest of the match. Overall, we would lose this matchup 21-19 and 21-15, but it was eye-opening to see how consistent of a team Evasive really was. At the end of the long day, we would match back up with Luke Nickel and Caleb Shorter for a revenge series. Unfortunately, our stamina took a dip towards the end of the day, and we just couldn't keep up with them this time. Overall, Lindros was a pleasure to play with and pass along some Utah defensive wisdom that I'll be piecing together for the next couple of weeks. My personal action items for improvement are working on serving with insufficient grip, getting more comfortable with being deep and allowing my partner to play body defense, and playing more pepper, because that's all Thomas would talk about. I hope you all enjoyed the recap, and I'll see you in the next one.